Don't give me that shit about it's a drug. It ain't no motherfucking drug. I done the research. It's just a plant. It just grows like that. And if you should happen to set it on fire, there are some effects. But that's not the same as drugs. Drugs, you got to do shit to it chemically. You got to add baking soda, water, stir it up. I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying. Well, why the f is it illegal? I don't know. Aspirin is perfectly legal. But if you take 13 of them motherfuckers, it'll be your last headache. Long as you've been living, you ain't never heard of a motherfucker overdose on marijuana. You might have thought that nigga was dead. He ain't dead. He gonna wake up in 30 minutes, hungry enough to eat up everything in your house. That's the side effects. Hungry, happy, sleepy. That's it. It's a crazy time. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mugshots. Show another one. What you see, two? The world is crazy. Trump finally decided to reach out to black people. He decided to do it with a mother shoe, because he heard love sneakers. Those are $400. Only a white man would make something for that no black people can match. Who got a red, white, blue, and gold outfit they been waiting to rock? I tried Joe Biden's shoes, but I didn't like them. I put on one shoe, and both my feet fell asleep. God damn it, Joe! The air tingles. I've been broke and I've been rich. This is the only thing that matters. I don't give a fuck if you got $1 billion. If you are throwing up and shitting at the same time, you are broke, bitch. Your health is what motherfucking matters. And it don't take nothing for that motherfucker to leave. I thought I was strong than a motherfucker. I found out I'm not even a little bit strong. I got hit by 2 kidney stones. You know about a kidney stone? That motherfucker is a crippler. I didn't know what the fuck happened to me. I was sleeping, woke up to 2 kidney stones. Both my legs shut off. I was just at the end of the bed, shaped like a pretzel, saying, not in my pajamas, Jesus. I didn't know what to tell the doctor. I think I peed 2 firecrackers. Speaking of health, whoever been naming these new medications, you are kicking ass. Keep up the good work. It's good for white people and all of these new medications sound like some shit you want to take. My commercial, I heard Rinvoquen. I don't even know what that cure is, but I don't mind ordering that at Walgreens. Where's my Rinvoquen? Sound like something you name your p***ers. You ready for the Rinvoquen? All the names is cool. The next one was Sky Rizzy. That's fly as shit. That was my nickname in middle school, Sky Rizzy, because I would do a sky hook and look at girls. I told y'all 3 years ago, Ozempic had Hollywood in a chokehold. Y'all seen Oprah? She got the body of a 12-year-old boy. She ain't never even been a 12-year-old boy. That shit is strong. Gail looked like she ain't had a bowel movement since she came back from space. Her and the wig look confused. Lil Rel said he didn't even take Ozempic. He just heard about it. He went down to his baby weight. You are 9 pounds, 6 ounces? It built like a cricket now. How did you lose weight in your head, knees? Shoulders and toes, shoulders and toes.
My first thought, when I walked to that door, I'm not good enough to be here, I'm sure. Miss Gravatt sat me down, she told me about the school, and you remember Miss Gravatt, she was very businesslike, but also very warm. And she gave me a date for an audition. My mother said, okay, Dave, it's on you. Now, those of you who know me know that I didn't prepare for that audition. That audition was like a possession. It was just something that I was proud to have. But as the days got closer, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get something together. I didn't even know how to do an audition. I'd never done it before. So I went, I said, what do I need? They said a monologue. So I looked up monologue. And I went to the library, the MLK library, this huge library. So I gotta find something. And I found a piece in one of those yellow script books. It was a monologue by Mark Twain called The Judge's Spirited Woman. I learned it in a night. The next day, it was a Saturday, I think, and I came to the school, and all the department heads sat in here, and the lights are in your eyes, and there's a bunch of kids who already go to the school who come on Saturday just to see who might be coming. And I remember I came out on stage, and I did my audition, and it was like terrible. I froze up in the beginning. I started, and then I said, wait a minute, I'm messing up. Let me start again. And I was nervous, and I was scared. And in the middle of the monologue, one of the teachers, Fred Leese, he said, okay, that's enough. I said, well, there's still a little more. He goes, no, that is enough, he said. And I can't tell you, like, I was crushed. Without saying his disapproval, I knew it stunk. And I was right. When I walked in here, I knew I wasn't good enough to go to this school. And I thought to myself, f this school, that's stupid anyway. In first year theater, there's a question that they ask students from time to time. And it's a make or break question. And the question is this. They say, why do you want to act? Now, if you say anything like, I want to be a star, you're not going to get in. I didn't know that. And I figured I already blew the audition, so I told him the truth. He said, why do you want to act? I don't. And I said, well, then why are you here? I said, because I want to be a comedian, and some comedian told me that if I want to be a good comedian, I need to learn how to act. And teachers look at each other and go, thank you very much, and I left. And I was walking down the hallway, kicking rocks. There was a kid that already went here. His name was Aiko Handy. And Aiko said, hey, man, I listened to them talking about you. I said, you did? He said, you're in. I said, what? He said, you're in. That didn't make any sense. Somehow we worked it out so that they gave me an early enrollment, and I left Eastern within weeks of that. And I came to Duke Ellington, and it was better than I could have ever imagined. But there's a more important reason that I would stop doing comedy right now. It really is the crowd, not you. I'm talking about the crowd on the big stage. It's too hard to entertain a country whose ears are so brittle. Everything you say upsets somebody. You know, I can remember when it all started. It was when I was doing Chappelle's show. I used to do the show, and then on the weekends, I do like concerts and like that. So I'm doing a concert, and there was a couple in the front row. Beautiful couple. The wife was obviously Asian. You can see it in her face. The husband, this motherfucker, was mysterious, to say the least. Couldn't quite pinpoint where he was from. Caramel-colored fella, very nice hair, but he could have been from anywhere. Bangladesh, Mexico. I can't guess with a nigga like this. All I knew for sure about this guy is that his wife was a bitch. I could see that in her face, too. No, he was laughing and having a good time, and she was scowling at me at a goddamn comedy show. I couldn't figure it out. And then I realized at some point that she was pregnant, and I was smoking on stage. I said, oh my God, that's probably why she's mad. So I started to put my cigarette out, but then she hit me with one of them fake non-smoker calls. So I just kept smoking. I thought to myself, that babe will be fine, relax. And I tried to break the tension. I just asked her, that's all I said. I go, hey, where are you guys from anyway? And I could tell that she was on to me. She goes, very condescendingly, she says, I'm from California. If you're asking my ethnicity, I am Chinese. And her husband was just cool about this shit. He was like, I'm Mexican, bro. I said, well, I'm sorry if I offended you by asking, but you're a very beautiful couple. And miss, there's no question that you're gonna give birth to the hardest working baby this world has ever seen. That's not a bad joke. She got very upset. She got up to leave immediately, but she didn't just leave. She had to take one last dig at me on the way out. I will never buy one of your DVDs again, Dave Chappelle. I said, ma'am, with all due respect, Chinese people don't buy DVDs. And the crowd went crazy. I didn't even think anything of it. And then just 3 days later, this lady sends a letter to my promoter telling him not to book me for shows anymore because I was, quote, racist, and I'm quoting her, insensitive to the nature of my interracial marriage. I was like, word, I was. If she had just done a little bit of research, she would know that I myself am in an interracial marriage. In fact, my wife is Asian too. Surprise, I'll see you on Thanksgiving.
I try to support this black dude, one of my partners. He got a haunted house. You know, he's a street dude. And then just got out of prison. He got a haunted house. Like, bring your kids to the haunted house. I said, this is nigga doing with a haunted house. And then the back of the haunted house is a halfway house. Everybody just got out of prison, is working as monsters. Prison niggas in there, monsters. So the first monster come out like this. He noticed it was me. He was like, Michael, nigga, you know I just came home. I just did 15, right? I said, move, man. The kids ain't scared no more. You done showed them your face and told them how much time you did. It's over. We walk in the other room, it's a dude rolling weed. This nigga talking about, rah, rah. I said, nigga, it's over. There was some kids trapped in the fire. The fire was so bad that the fire department came and said, man, we can't save the kids. Motherfuckers on their knees crying and shit. Man, here come a dude named Shoopoo. He walking down the street. He done broken everybody's house. You could tell he a crank. He walk around with hospital scrubs on all the time. They walk around and seen all the commotion, said, what's happening? They said, man, some kids in there and the fire department won't go in there and get them. He said, what? He said, yeah. He said, that's some bullshit. He took his shoes out. The police said, you bet not go in there. He said, fuck you. They tried to grab him. He ducked up under him and went in the house. Came out of the house with all three of them kids. He said, that is some more people in there. They said, no, it ain't. He said, yes, it is. And he ran in there again. They said, oh, he a fool. Ain't no more kids in there. This time he was going in there to steal some shit. He seen some shit in there when he was getting them kids out of there. He said, they ain't gonna give me nothing. I better give me something now.
Make sure you have as much fun as you can. I get in trouble because I be trying to have too much fun, and I be telling black people, you need to get you some white friends, but you have to be careful with your white friends. Your white friends will get you fucked up accidentally sometimes. Like, everybody know I like weed. Everybody know I think it's fantastic. Well, my white friends me up on this shit because they was like, we got something that's really fantastic. And I was like, well, weed is already really fantastic. I don't know how you go out fantastic. My white friends introduced me to something called the vaporizer. And as a public service announcement, because this is the real deal right here. This is, a lot of shit is bullshit. This is not one of them. This is Star Trek The Next Generation right here. I was not fucking ready. It come in a black box and shit, and you put the weed in there, and then they plugged it in the wall. Soon as I saw them plug it into the wall, I realized I had already crossed my motherfucking boundary. I'm standing there with a lighter in my motherfucking hand like, this motherfucker is no bullshit. It got real knobs on it. You don't put it on warm. It's like an oven. You put it on a real temperature, like 375, like Jiffy corn muffin mix numbers. And it ain't got no fire and no smoke, which really fuck with me because if you smoke weed, the smoke is your way of knowing when not to go too far. You can't really go too far because when you've achieved maximum highness, your lungs will let you know. That's when you can't catch the cough. When you this don't have no smoke. It's just all vapor, and you have to be careful because you don't know how many vapors you can safely take. You just don't know. I was 4 or 5 bags in before I realized, nigga, you have made a terrible mistake. You just saying you might not want to get to that motherfucking extreme. That shit got so high, it took me all the way low, and then took me all the way high. And you're not supposed to be so high that you go in your house and start fucking with your kids' Wii game. You are not supposed to do it, because Wii and weed do not go together. They seem like they should go together, but they don't, because the Wii wants you to be active, and weed wants you to sit your motherfucking ass down, and you should not be fucking with that. You are not supposed to, as a grown man, get so high that you done went in the house, found your kids' Wii, playing the tennis game, and done fucked up your whole goddamn house, losing by 1,000 goddamn points, trying to play tennis in your living room and shit. Move the couch! Kids come back home. What happened, Daddy? It looked like a tornado came through here. Lil Wayne was in here crying and shit. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm sorry. I mean a special fucking time. Like, you can really do anything right about now. I don't give a fuck what's wrong with you. You can fucking make it. Like, even if you cross-eyed, you can make it. Did you understand that even if you cross-eyed? Take that down before I get a knock on my door. That man is the director of the FBI. He can do that, you can do anything. Cross-eyed and the director of the FBI. You can't even be an eyewitness. He working on everybody's case. He could work on my case. I'll be right in front of the judge. Your Honor, he looks distracted. I just had to tell my people what the fuck is really going on, and we are living in a special time.